Yo, what's good? It's been on fire here, back from the video, and today we're going to be dropping our first offense of Madden 25. The day has finally come. The wait is over. Madden 25 is finally out, and we're going to be dropping content all year long. Let me know what you guys want to see immediately. We got a lot of videos. You guys know the types of videos we make in the beginning of the year. We're starting out with our gun bunch offset offense. This is going to be the best offense to run day one of the game. Super easy. Before anybody has a scheme, this is always, before there's any meta, this is always going to be your best offense. And we're going to go ahead and show you guys the easiest way to dominate in the beginning of the year in Madden 25. If you guys are new to the channel, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, drop a thumbs up as well on this video. And once again, let me know what you guys want to see down below in the comment section. So we are going to be in the Indianapolis Colts offensive playbook. We got gun bunch offset. I would assume it's also in Philly. I would assume it's still in Cincinnati. Don't quote me on that, but we're in Colts. Bunch strong nasty. This is a good formation as well. Let me know if you want to see that. Here we got bunch offset. Now with bunch offset here, there's a lot to like. Immediately what I like is going to be double post on the right. We love to see read option in the middle, dig return. That's solid Z spot and go. That's solid bench pivot and flood. And then last but not least, we have vert tap back under down below. So we are going to start out in double post. The audibles that I like are double post, read option, for tap back under, Z spot and go. Feel free to, put what you like. Now, defensively, we are going to try and probably move around. We'll stick in kind of a basic cover 3, but we'll try to move around a little bit when we switch to different plays, just to give you guys some different looks. Now, starting out, we are going to be in the double post. Now, double post, what do we like out of double post? We like to keep things simple. First setup is just going to be put RB on a drag. So, your first reads are going to be the flats initially, which is going to be that tight end. If that tight end's open, you're going to want to hit him right there. He's kind of open, so we'll take it. Also, I think EA did a really good job with the practice mode. It looks really good, like actual training camp practice. So I think they did a really good job. I know it's the tiny things, but it makes me happy to see that they actually put a little bit more effort into practice mode, especially when a lot of my videos are in practice mode. So setup number 1, it's going really good. You see these underneath routes, they can eat up. Then you have B in the middle of the field there. Now B, it's a little bit weird. The linebackers will play it a little bit weird. You see, in years past, that post might have been money. Here, you can kind of lead it up there. That's a risky throw. If you want, you could throw it like a little bit before the break. You guys will see the post will get a little bit more open. That would be your window. Versus throwing it late, the linebacker's not going to come down as much. He's not as open. Setup number 2 you could do is go with RB as a streak. This is definitely going to open up B in a better window like he does right there. So if you want to hit him there, that is going to be kind of the window we're taking advantage of. So putting him on a streak, that's going to open him up. You see Bobby Wagner, he commits heavy over there to the left side. And you see we have a lot of running room over there to the left as well. Very good cover 3 beater. Again, streak. You can still hit the tight end over here. You can still hit the running back. The tight end does a good job of spreading out that curl flat, opening up the running back. So really, you're deciding between Y and B in this case, whereas before you had Y or RB mainly. B more of a distraction. But again, if he's using one of those linebackers, any of those routes can get more opened up. So here, this is ideally who you want to hit. But in a perfect world, I'm happy taking my check down in cases where it's defended. So next setup that we can go ahead and do here is a little something different. So we can throw Y on a flat. This would give us a high-low read over here. We can check it down to the running back immediately in the flats. Now, you're not actually able to put the running backs on wheel routes unless I think they have the custom ability. That's a super bummer. That hurts bunch a little bit. Now, I'd also really dislike the way they run that C route. So this setup could be decent, but again, that's only if they're heavily committing to the right side. Other double post setups that you can take advantage of. I don't hate going with the double streak look. 2 streaks up the middle. Again, just a good way to mix it up. You're going to throw to running back a lot. That is a decent setup to run. Other than that, I don't have too much else for the double post. You can block this tight end, so if you want, you could run setup like this. If you need the extra protection, just go with the 2 underneath guys. And then you have a drag, running back. Both those guys are going to be open. Backside post, open if it's not usered. Take advantage of that. Anyways, let's move into our next play, which is actually going to be the read option. Let's talk about the run game a little bit. Now, with the run game, this read option is going to be solid. Now, one thing that's going to take forever to get used to, if you're like me, is going to be the fact that A doesn't hand the ball off. A actually keeps it. So, again, A keeps it. You see, like, the way I'm actually running is so confusing because A was always hand off the ball. I don't know why they changed it. It is confusing to me. Now, is this run solid? In most cases, yes. In this cover 3 situation, the box is really stacked. I mean, there's like dang near 8 in the box. So, it's not going to be great. If you want to stay tuned to the end of the video, I might switch plays just so we can get this read option maybe going a little bit more. But for now, it's not looking good. So, we will go into a new play, and we're going to go to the Z spot and go here. So, with the Z spot and go, there is a lot to like out of this play. The first setup is going to be very simple. It's going to be intended to beat cover 3 more so than a cover 2. But one thing you notice about this play, we have a little bit of a better C route with Marquez Valdes-Scantling. The first one out of double post, I don't know what they did to that C route, but that one sucked. This one is going to be actually a little bit better. It's going to be a little bit more usable. I don't hate moving over even to this right hash for the setup, because we're trying to hit the corner out, so having a little bit less space is probably almost a better thing for this. So again, you're going to actually just streak your B or circle receiver, and we're really trying to hit Curtis Samuel over here if we can. Now, I might have actually messed up. You might actually want more space. The linebackers, they will cover a lot of ground, something that I've just noticed right off the bat in this year. So I might have actually made a mistake, and I will probably make a few mistakes in this video, so just gotta bear with me, trust the process here. These setups are good, but we just need a little bit of labbing on the fly. There you see the corner out, that's gonna be kind of the window, so you actually probably do want it on the wide side. I don't love being necessarily wide. I like kind of being in this space, but obviously sometimes you can't pick the hash mark you're on. That's perfectly fine, but that is gonna be kind of the read. We have the running back, you have the tight end wide open as well. Next setup is going to be a cover 2 beater. I will save that for the end, but let's go with another one. We can drag A, block our running back, and actually motion out B. So I kind of like motioning him out. You could motion snap him, but you could just run it like this. So B is an underrated route. He sits in a very good spot. Now make sure you are careful with the timing, because obviously he stops and then he goes, hence it's Z spot and go. But I like the drag. The drag opens them up. The corner routes, you're not really going to throw. You're going to really try and just choose between the tight end in this route. So pick wisely. But 10 yards there, 10 yards on the first play. Setup is good. And we're going to go through decently quick because we have a lot of setups, just FYI. So that's that setup. Next setup is going to be, we are going to streak Y and we are going to motion B out. Something similar, but we keep the flat here. We have that running back on the streak again. These streaks, they're going to almost act as our wheel routes a little bit. I know it's sad that we don't have the wheel route stock. I'm bummed out, but you got to make lemonade even when you don't have lemons. Am I right? So here's this setup. Same thing with B over here. Tight end, he's going to be open. Now this is a tougher throw, obviously with no drag. Be careful with that, but if he's usering, he jumps to the running back, that route can be open. Different zone coverage, that can be open as well. Now I'm going to switch to a cover 2 temporarily just to show both the run, and we're going to show the other setup that I was talking about. So we'll go Tampa 2 here. Now we'll start out with the run game. And here's a look at the keeper with Josh Allen. Josh Allen has negative juke moves. I should have trucked. But run can be pretty solid here. I don't run the ball a whole lot, but when you do, you can get quite dangerous. Feel free to slide if your quarterback is not named Josh Allen or like Lamar Jackson. I tried to hand the ball off there. I keep forgetting that A is not handing the ball off. This is so frustrating. You guys will understand. But here we hand the ball off. It's going to work sometimes. It's not the greatest showing here, but again, this is a passing formation, so it's fine that the run game is not great, and obviously our blocks are not helping us out, so we're just going to move on here. Here we got our pass play. So our pass play for this cover 2 setup is something like this. and this is intended to open up the corner route, but you can also kind of sneaky hit Dalton Kincaid in the seam here. Now, hopefully that mid-read doesn't run stride for stride. He could get open there. Looks like he actually did fall all the way over there. But if you get enough time, you want to hit Curtis Samuel on that corner route. That's the guy we're trying to go to. Cover 2, it's going to be money. So that's the key route. Over here, you're going to hit the running back over here. Check it down. You'll have a little bit more space against cover 2 than a cover 3. As far as the out route over there, could you hit him? Yes, but really you want to wait. You want to hit this route. And there's that. So let's move on to our next play, which is going to be verts, halfback under. I'm going to switch back to a cover 3 here, but I'm also liking the ability to switch to my play directly just so I don't have to audible and it doesn't waste any time. So with verts, halfback under here, first setup is going to be just putting the running back on a little baby out to the left. This setup would work against cover 2 and cover 3, but I like these little simple setups. If you could, you can also hit Shakir out here quickly, depending on if he's pressed or not. If he's pressed, that's probably something you want to stay away from, but if he's playing off coverage, take that all day, especially if it's cover 3. Cover 2, don't do that, but cover 3, you can. You could also run this play stock, which I'll show here because I forgot to put the running back on his route. Feel free to run the play stock. It's good stock. Generally, if you're running it stock, now that I don't feel like the wheel routes get as open this year. They actually kind of patched that, which is surprising because those wheel routes have worked against cover 3 really since for probably a good part of 10 plus years. But good on EA for fixing that. They usually don't fix things, so. But check it down at the flats. Pretty simple. He starts playing aggressive to the right, throw him to the left. If he's playing the left aggressively, you just leave him on his normal route. So that's a nice little simple first setup. Setup number 2 is just going to be Y on a little streak here. This is going to be really good to open up cover 3s. Again, we like the running back route. We saw RB could get open. Now, this is more so intended to attack the seams. For spacing purposes, throwing Shakir out here, not a bad idea. Especially if it's cover 3. If it's cover 2, again, that's something you're probably going to stay away from. As hello, Jaden Daniels on the sidelines. Kind of cool to see him there. Now, can you still hit RB? You definitely can. This is going to be more intentional if he's usering over on that right side heavily, which he could be because motioning him out should bring attention to the right side. It's those little things that can definitely help out. Anyways, our next setup is going to be a drag with the tight end here. We're going to actually leave our running back on this route. So all we're doing is putting A on a drag. Nice little setup here. This is such an underrated setup. And again, you guys may be overthinking these setups, thinking, oh, I have to hot route him, I have to corner route him, and if I motion him out and snap him at this angle and this trajectory, keep it simple, play football, make the right read, and you guys will be more than capable of scoring a lot of points in this offense on a game-to-game basis. I mean, there's just a lot to like in this offense, and a lot of the routes are just given to us by default, so take advantage of them. Last setup for verts, halfback under. This setup's decent. I don't love it. It's decent. A little curl action with the tight end. Running back on an out route over here. It's decent. It can be more of a good man coverage setup, I would say, probably. But there's that. I'm not going to show it too many times because I don't really even run the setup. But the more the merrier. Am I right or am I right? So let's move into bench pivot here. And with bench pivot, we are going to have, I believe, 3 setups. So let's find our good friend bench pivot. Where are you, bench pivot? There you are. We're going to go over flood, and I think we're going to go over dig return as well. Or maybe dig return. We might even have a smash return setup as well. Bench pivot, first setup is going to be streaking X and slanting RB. Very good man coverage setup. You have this quick little speed out with Shakir. That's going to be your first read every single time. This is a good quick snap setup as well. Again, you hit the out route, you try and hit the slant. If not, what you can do is kind of try roll out. And you can hit this tight end in this little window. You can even hit him a little bit earlier than I did there. a good click on can make a little bit more of a play on that, but you can throw him like honestly in this window and hit him there. So really, you either throw the tight end probably in that spot, unless it's really a hard flat, or you throw the slant. Simple reads there. Next setup out of bench pivot. We are going to do streak B. We are going to put RB on a flat. We're going to put the running back on a little out to the right, and we're going to curl X. So here's this setup. Definitely an interesting looking setup. This is intended to open up the tight end. Over the top, it's a risky pass. It's a little bit tougher in here than it would be in years past. Be careful. But again, here's the look. You can still hit the tight end in this window. Just be careful. Again, if there's no linebacker over there, that's a pass that we can do. If there is, it's probably something you want to stay away from. Could you go ahead and motion Shakir out? You more than definitely could. You can check it down over here to Curtis Samuel. You can also hit the running back late. If it's man-to-man coverage, you have the curl on the left that I definitely would be a fan of. So you have options. That's not my favorite setup, but it's okay. And it would be probably good for man coverage. Anyways, we are going to hop into our last setup out of bench pivot. That's going to be slant RB. We're going to flat B. We're going to streak X, motion the running back out left, and we are going to motion snap this flat over here. So just pretty much the first setup, but with a little bit of pizzazz. You can hit this flat out there. Now the flats aren't super good to motion catch this year. And this setup is, and this bug, by the way, is still in the game. It's in college football. It's in last year, and it's still in this year apparently. Where if you hot route too quickly, the game just can't comprehend. But here's a look again. Really, you're trying to hit the tight end in that one spot. If not, you have the slant. I love the slant flat combo. Good juke moves there. And overall, that's a solid setup. Let's move into flood now. So we're going to have a good amount of setups for flood. I think we're going to have about three setups for flood. And then we're going to have a dig return and a smash return. Is that one play in here? It is not really. So we'll ignore that. But we're going to go to flood. There is our handy dandy friend flood. First setup with flood, very simple. This is really good man coverage setup, by the way. Little out route. You'll take 6 yards in a cloud of dust. Take it every time. Over here on the right, take your tight end. There we pick up about 8 yards. We take a hit, but we pick up 8 yards. This is one of my favorite passes to throw. Being able to hit that in route, and it really gets opened up because of the running back. But this in route, really good, especially when you see the way that 54, I think it's Bobby, the way that Bobby is playing that like a complete idiot. Like he sprints over. You can really take advantage of that. Backside digs would be even better. Now that's bad timing, but that's also really bad route running, trying to assume the route. So one of the things that might be good this year is something like this, where when you flip the play, the routes reset. Do not tell me that. Maybe the backside post. Look at that little backside post with Shakir. Something like this could be good. Oh yeah. That you want to throw it a little bit earlier, but something like that you could even do out of flood stock from this side. Little post here. I didn't notice that they actually don't run the deep post over there. That's kind of a bummer, but that route could be dangerous. Bad pass lead there, but if the in isn't getting open, put him on the post. That could be even better. Anyways, next setup is going to be the running back on an out to the left again. We're going to streak A and we're going to flat B. Just a little bit of a different way to mix things up. Again, depending on the coverage, these passes are going to be a little bit tough. We do catch it there, but still, they're not easy passes per se. You could still go post setup with this one. I wouldn't hate it. MVS there. So solid setup there. Anyways, next setup, we're going to drag A and put B on a little... Can we not zig the receivers? No. No. I didn't realize you couldn't put the receivers on a zig route. That is painful. Why would they take away some of my favorite routes? EA, give us back the wheel and the zig, I pray. But we'll go flat instead. We're going to improvise. I would love zig with the B wide receiver on that setup. But we got to make lemonade again here. Thanks a lot, EA. You could go post with this setup. I would like the look of this. You could even go corner route. If we're just hot routing, this setup would not be bad at all. The running back's there in a good spot. The post is going to be open because that drag should open him up. So that setup will be solid. Moving on, our last setup with flood is going to be the hitch B. We are going to just go with a setup like this. Now, ideally, you would put him on a wheel route. Because we don't have wheel routes, this is what we're going to do. But this is a route I want to talk about at a bunch. The speed out. It's going to be good. Valdez-Scantling has no route running, and he's even able to get open on it. I like B. B usually sits wide open over here. And you see the way 54 follows on the right side of the bunch. If he's going to do that, the streak's going to be wide open. If he's using, you have the flat open, or you could just quick snap throw it to MVS. A lot of options on that play. Let's hop into dig return now. Dig return, this is a really good red zone play that I've ran for years. Where are you, my friend? There you are. So it makes it even better because we can't put receivers on zig routes rather. He's not on a standard zig, he's on more of an extended zig, but it's better, especially for spacing purposes, because it really guarantees that both routes can't be usered. So we have zig. All I'm doing is putting X on a smoke screen over here in the red zone. If you wait long enough, the in route should get open in the back of the end zone, but you really want to choose, again, assume what he's using one of those players. It makes it pretty obvious who to throw it to. Now over here on the left, it looks like they're doing a good job of bagging him. Could you get creative? Could you put him on a little post route? You could. So if you want to try and open him up a little bit more, put him on a post, a lot of space in the middle of the field there. In the red zone, the in route would be good if you could highball it. Kind of, he's running along that back line in the end zone. Highball it, that's a good pass to throw. Anyways, we have our last setup out of smash return. Smash return is going to be an interesting setup here. It's going to be right there on the left. I know my face cam is probably covering it. That's okay. We're going to slant RB streak X, similar to our good friend bench pivot, I believe. But we have this little reverse zig route. So really we're trying to hit the slant or this backside route. The slant will be open, as we saw earlier. This route looks like it's going to be really good this year. If the linebackers are going to be playing like that sock, watch out. That's going to be read number one. Obviously, with this setup, what can we do? We can put the running back on that baby route as well. That is a lot going over there, but it doesn't seem like as much necessarily when the play actually develops. So it's a good setup over there. This is really good against man coverage, you guys. You can block the running back, and again, we have a decent amount of protection or setups with the running back blocked in case he is sending some pressure at you. And again, out of these, if the tight ends are on useless flats where they're not getting open, you can block them out of those situations as well, but I do like those for spacing purposes. Anyways, that is going to do it for the video. If you guys did enjoy, please hit that thumbs up once again, subscribe to the channel down below, and peace. I'm out of here.